Hello, Guardians. It is Ebontis, and today is November 2nd. We are in technically week 11 of Season of the Lost, but now is the downtime, basically. So what I want to cover for you guys today, at least, is kind of your options of activities that you've got. Currently, we've got vendor roles. I'll give you a quick look at those, but I also want to cover one important piece first. I just got done doing the Grandmaster Nightfall. Now, granted, I will 100% confirm I had two other people that I do know I could do that with. But if you have two other people who are high enough level, and you've got a relatively okay loadout, with patience, you can get this done. Now, granted, we tried once or twice first, had to adjust a couple of things, but we got it done. Now, it took 56 minutes. We were really patient. We took our time. But the reason is the Grandmaster Nightfall this week, and you guys are like, Grandmaster, what's this? Well, if you're high enough, remember, you can join these. You'd have to check and see. But the biggest thing is it's Devil's Lair. And the biggest thing about Devil's Lair is you can do almost the whole entire thing with patience. There's cover in pretty much every single section. And honestly, just like, bad flubs, things like that can throw you off and you might have a bad moment. But really, if you're patient, you take your time and you work together, you can get this one done. Now, it does have barrier and overload, which barrier is always annoying. You're going to have auto rifles. Overloads, just have everybody take a bow. And then the big thing is, after that, just have everybody use a different fusion rifle. So, whether you want to go exotic bows or, legendary bows, and then if you want to throw exotics, I literally went in like this. Have somebody going with, Well of Radiance. You got a Titan, you could do Ursa Furiosa if you need to, get a little bit of cover. But really, you can sit in the back and plink away at just about everything, and you can put some work in and get stuff done. Stuff that's going to be dropping is going to be both a legendary fusion rifle. That one's going to be your plug one. Has some pretty substantial rolls on it, so if you don't have it yet, you can get the Adept plug one. And then also you've got the Uzume sniper rifle, the new one. Where is it? There you go. You can get the Uzume sniper rifle, get some decent rolls on that. So both the solar sniper, at some point these things are going to get a bit of a kick in the pants. I think snipers are going to get a little love sometime soon because they've teased about Whisper. They've said snipers aren't quite doing what they want, and machine guns as well. So some stuff is definitely going to change. But plug one also has some very unique ones. It's one of those you can get reservoir burst on, which I use a lot on my null composure. So this is one of the few other ones with those options. So I just want to tell you guys, with some patience, a little communication, it can be done. This was literally my loadout. I didn't use an exotic. I got a legendary linear fusion rifle. Have everybody go a different one. Somebody go arc, somebody go solar, somebody go void. Same thing with bows. Now this is Tyranny of Heaven. If you're not trying to use exotics, you can totally use Ticuu's Divination. So that's going to be your solar. You've got Layman Arc, and you've also got Trinity Ghoul. If each of you take one exotic bow, you can basically, tink away at pretty much everything you need. Only other thing is you're going to need an auto rifle. My advice, get one with a decent amount of range on it. This one has osmosis, gives me a chance to have a little void if you need it, but I don't think there's really void in here for shields. Solar shields you're going to have covered, and then you have a little bit of every shield, I will say. There are void shields at the boss, so this is not a horrible one for that. And this is one of those things. This loadout, theoretically, if I was patient enough, could actually get me through the entire thing by myself. And it's rare that I could say that, but you could technically get through the whole thing by yourself. And again, if you had ammo. Now, if you were going by yourself, theoretically, hard light would be good. A kinetic bow. And then probably something like, a linear fusion that's going to do some work on some end. But the fact that I could even fathom it at solo means it's definitely possible as a regular team. Biggest thing, just, match up. You've got Protective Light. That's going to be important. Make sure you got a decent amount of scavenger going on. Particle deconstruction, so you can get good damage out of your linear fusions. If you got an exotic that's going to help you stay alive longer, use it. You've got Ursa Furiosa, you've got your Well of Radiance and Phoenix Protocols, and you've got a lot of other things. If you're running as a hunter, share the love with like Tether or anything that's probably going to work. So there are definitely options you can use in here. All I'm basically saying is, normally I don't recommend you guys to do Grandmasters, but after, a couple adjustments to what we were running, we got it done on basically our third try. Yeah, it took about an hour, but if you get an hour and you're not used to having, Ascendant Shards or Prisms, or you want a couple of these weapons, both the Sniper Rifle and then the Plug One, you've got some options, likely going to get an exotic drop from it as well. So overall, definitely something I highly recommend. We're going to do a quick run through. Iron Banner is also back, as you guys can see. Lord Saladin's up there, so if you need to get your bounties going, need to get you some Pinnacle drops, you can work on your Iron Banner stuff that you've got. Pretty straightforward. Spend time in there if you guys want to. Freelance or regular. I know not everybody knows freelance exists, but always check these little side bubbles right here. Freelance Glory Survival. If you're playing by yourself, never go in here. Go in here. Same thing with Iron Banner. Iron Banner Freelance, whether matchmaking is garbage or not, that's a whole different discussion. At least you're not playing against 6 stacks that are going to mop the floor with you. At least in Freelance, you're bound to win some, lose some. Luck of the draw, at least on that one. Banshee for his weapons. Now, a reminder, I am putting this up on Tuesday, November 2nd. Tomorrow night, on Wednesday, November 3rd, depending on if he's got a good change in here, I will update this. The weapons will be the same, the perks will be different. So, again, from reset, you've got like, it's almost like 20 hours, because it's like 7 p.m. Central Time, I think is when it changes, which is weird, but it does. So that would be, what, 24 hours and 7 more, 31 hours later, it'll change. So Night Watch, I mean, none of these are really amazing. Zen Moment Kill Clip on a Lonesome. You've got Quick Draw and Rangefinder, which, you know, it's fine. You've got Killing Wind and Disruption Break on Eternal Blazon. If you don't have, like, an Arc Scout Rifle, this is one thing you probably should every so often look through and see. In your vault, do you have an Arc, Solar, and Void of each damage type? Probably Kinetic, you should probably have one of those as well. But the main reason is, as we rotate through modifiers for, you know, overloads and champions and things of that nature, next season, scouts could be back, or hand cannons, or who knows. So it's always good to try and complete your collection, whether it's an amazing roll or not. And this actually is not a bad thing, because doing damage with this lets you do more damage with other things. You've got options in here, but the big thing is, make sure you've got a little bit of each. I did want to point this out. You've got Tarantula. It's a linear fusion rifle. I don't love firmly planted. Again, some people actually probably will tell you it's very good. You've got magazine size. You've got a little bit of range. You've got range here and rampage for a little bit of damage if you want it. But the biggest thing is accuracy, stability, handling while crouched, especially if you're trying to hit somebody from far away. It's not a bad way to go. Accelerated coils for charge time. I would definitely go magazine size for the bigger hit. But again, Tarantula. It's literally what I used in the Grandmaster. If you need to complete your collection of these, you know, Arc, Solar, and Void linear fusion rifles, here is one. Don't miss it. This is the big Titan Sword Crown Splitter. I'm not sure if it actually varies for other classes, but the rolls you're looking for are not these, so don't buy that one. Other than that, it's really up to you guys. You've got Prophecy, if you want to work on that one. You know there are some good rolls in there. I will be working on a solo guide for that one for you guys, just trying to kind of refine my methods, get a little less chaotic in my runs. I've finished it multiple times solo. It's just one of those that, you know, takes a little bit of patience to work on. If you've got seasonal challenges to do, go through here. I'm actually starting to check a decent amount of these boxes. The two that I'm probably not going to do is go for the ornaments for Gambit, and also probably go for the ornaments for Vanguard, same principle. I doubt I'm going to go for those. Most other things seem reasonable in here, and those are the two you can skip. You will have to do one Grandmaster if you're going to skip the other two ornaments, or if you want to grind out the ornaments, you could skip a Grandmaster. That is up to you guys as well. But now is literally the time in this month. You can play other things. There's a lot of stuff that has come out this year. There's some amazing games out there. I'm going to be working on my backlog at some point, and that's the other question that I want to ask all of you. If you guys want to see me play certain games, if you guys want to see some variety stuff from me, if there's certain content that you want me to cover in this, if there's certain guides, would you like to see Understanding Champions? That's one that I kind of want to discuss. Do you guys want to see the best bow options and the best rolls to get on said bows? Like when I said Arc, Solar, and Void. Well, you got Legendary bows, you got Kinetic bows, all of those as well. So the big thing to note here is, now is the time in this month before the 30th anniversary comes up on December 7th that you can really work on what you want to. You don't have to rush anything. You've got a month. Nothing new is really going to come out. If you haven't caught up in the story, now's a good time to work on that a little bit here and there and work on what you need. Your lost sectors, again, same thing as well. Those are good ways to grind for exotics if you need those. Just watch the rotations, see where they're at. So there's not a ton going on. You've got Iron Banner, you've got a very doable Grandmaster, and at this point, that is most of what you've got this week in the store. Nothing too fantastical in there. You guys can always check that out. I feel like you don't need me to tell you what's in the store. You can probably look yourself. But thank you guys very much. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like below. If you guys have any thoughts of what you'd like to see from me, any Destiny content, if they're guides, videos, things that you guys would like to see, if you'd like to see me do a Grandmaster guide, if you'd like to see me do a raid guide eventually, if there's anything you're looking for from me at this point, please drop it in the comments. I will read through all of those because I've, got some different time now to cover other things for you guys. And then if you guys want to find me on Twitter, it is at Ebontis. For streaming, it's either twitch.tv/Ebontis or right here on YouTube. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit that alert bell. You'll know when I go live, when I've got new videos coming up. And if you want to support me directly, you can join the channel as a member, or you can find me on Patreon as well. Thank you all very much. I will see you soon. Have a good one.